Solving Multistep Equations, Part 4. In today's lesson, students will learn how to solve multistep equations using distribution with negatives. Using what? Distribution with negatives. Very good. Now, if you remember, we are solving multistep equations using distribution. But the difference today is that we are going to see some negatives in our equation, okay? So I just want to clarify something really quick, okay? When you are adding or subtracting negative numbers, okay? When you're adding or subtracting negative numbers, that's when you sing to yourself, same signs, add and keep, different signs, subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number, then you'll be exact, right? Okay, that's when you're adding and subtracting. But because we are distributing, and remember what distribute means. Hold up your fingers. Show Mr. Arroyo. Ready? It says distribute, multiply. Because you're multiplying negatives, you have to remember Bob's cousin, okay? Bob's cousin comes out to you, and he says to you, can you see Bob's cousin? Yes. He says, a negative divided by a negative is positive, or a negative multiplied by negative is positive. Whenever there are two negatives, it means there's one positive. Whenever there's one positive and one negative, just one negative makes the answer negative. So that's how you can use it, right? So go ahead and read the equation with me. This is number 1 on your worksheet. What number? Number 1. It says negative 6x plus 2 multiplied by the quantity of 5x minus 4 equals negative 28. Okay. So what are these called? These are called parentheses. When you see parentheses, and there is a number outside the parentheses, what do you have to do? You have to distribute, multiply. Exactly. You have to distribute. When I say distribute, multiply, the wave tells you to multiply. So, what is 2 multiplied by 5x? 2 times 5x. Well, 2 times 5x means, what's 5 times 2? It's 10. So you have 10x. Now we're going to do 2 times a negative 4. 2 times negative 4 is negative what? Negative 8. Good. So, remember, this was a positive 10x. We're going to bring down the negative 6x. And also, we're going to bring down the equal sign, and it equals negative 28. So everyone make sure that you have negative 6x plus 10x minus 8 equals negative 28. Okay. Now remember, we have 2 terms. 2 like terms because they both have what letter attached to them? They have the letter, what letter? X. So what do you do when you have 2 terms but you want to make them 1? You have negative 6x and you have 10x and you want to make them 1. What do? Combine like terms. What do? Combine like terms. So a negative 6x and a 10x. All right. So you can look at this as 10x minus 6x. Or negative 6x plus 10x. It doesn't matter because the signs are different, right? When you have different signs, you have different signs, subtract. So this means combine like terms. Say it with me, combine like terms. So 10 minus 6 is, what is it? It's 4x. Great. So you have 4x, bring down the negative 8, it equals negative 28. Okay, now can you solve for x? Yes, you can, right? Because we took 2 terms, we made them 1. So this is what I want to find. I want to get x by itself. So how do you solve for this? Well, make a T-bone steak. Look at the number that's next to 4x. What is it? It's a negative 8. What's the opposite? Positive 8. Good job. All right, so bring down the 4x. Negative 8 and positive 8 makes 0. You have a negative 28 and positive 8. Different signs. What do? Subtract. So 28 take away 8. 28 minus 8 is what? It's 20, right? Yeah. But what's the sign of the bigger number? It's negative. So this is negative 20. What is it? Negative 20. Good. So 4 and X are married. They don't want to be together anymore, so Miss X wants to get rid of who? She wants to get rid of 4. So you divide both sides by 4. And this is where you have to remember a negative divided by a positive is negative. So what is negative 20 divided by 4? Skip count by 4 with me. Ready, go. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So the answer is negative 5. Very good. Okay, make sure you get this written down. Good job. Let's do number 3 on your classwork. What number are we doing? Number 3. Okay, read the equation with me. It says negative 5x minus 7 multiplied by the quantity. What did I say? Multiplied by the quantity of negative x plus 4 equals negative 12. First thing you ask yourself, is there an invisible number? Is there an invisible number? Yes, there's an invisible number. What's the invisible number? It's 1. I know I'm crazy. You like it. Okay, so you have a negative 1 right here. Make sure you put that negative 1. Do it now. Thank you. You see parentheses. What do parentheses tell you to do? They tell you to what? Yes, when there's a number outside, they tell you to multiply. Now, multiply, another word for that is the D word. It is distribute. Okay, so we're going to distribute a negative 7. What are we going to do? Distribute a negative 7. Distribute, show me. Distribute, multiply. So let's do this first because order of operations says do parentheses first. Negative 7 times a negative 1, x. Okay, let's look at the coefficients. Negative 7 and negative 1. Negative times negative is positive, Holmes. It is. So you have a positive 7x, okay? Positive 7x. Oops, I'm going to write that in blue. Positive 7x. Then you're going to multiply. You're going to do what? Multiply negative 7 times a positive 4. What is negative times positive? Negative times positive is negative. So 7 times 4, negative 7 times 4 is negative what? Negative 28. Good job. Okay, now that you distributed, go ahead and bring down the rest of your terms. So you have a negative 5x over here. And you have a negative 12 on this side of the equal sign. Okay, you have 2 terms. They both have x as the last name. So what do you need to do? You need to combine like terms. What do you have to do? Combine like terms. That's right, because you want to take 2 terms and make them 1. So say combine like terms. Good, and make a little bottom of a box. Combine like terms. Look at this as 7x minus 5. Very easy, right? Instead of looking at it as negative 5 plus 7, what's 7 minus 5? 7 minus 5 is 2. So we have 2x. 2x minus 28 equals a negative 12. Great. Can you solve for 2x? Can you solve for x? Yes. So circle it. Make sure you have this written down. Okay. Next step is to draw a what? Draw a T-bone steak. Okay, look at the number that's next to 2x. It's a negative 28, right? What's the opposite? Positive 28. Very good. So you can add 28 to both sides. Okay. Negative 28 and positive 28 make 0. Bring down the 2x. Okay, so this is 28 minus 12. 28 take away 12. So we actually have to rewrite it as 28 minus 12. 8 minus 2 is 6. 2 minus 1 is 1. So 2x equals 16. What do you have to do now? Divide by what? Divide by 2. Good job. So 16 divided by 2. How many times do you count by 2 to get to 16? What's the answer? It's 8. Very nice. Okay, make sure you have that written down. We're going to do one more. Okay, so the last one we're going to do is number 5 today. What thing you have to do is, what do you see? You see parentheses, right? So you have to do what? You have to distribute, multiply. I still have some people that are adding. This is why we sing this little song, right? Because we need to distribute and then multiply. So what are we distributing? What are we multiplying? Okay, who is getting married? -3, right? So you're going to multiply -3 times 2x and -3 times -2. In this situation, you have negative times negative right here and negative times negative here. What is negative times negative? And negative times a negative is a positive. That's right. So what's -3 times -2x? Anybody know? It is positive 6x. That is correct. Positive 6x. What about -3 times -2? Is that the same thing without x? Yes, it's positive 6. Okay, so we distributed. We're going to go ahead and bring down the 4x and the -10. Okay, so now we have two terms, but are they alike? Are they both x? Yes. So we need to make them 1. We need to make them 1. So what are we going to do? We are going to combine like terms. What are we doing? Combine like terms. Okay. So you have a -4x and a positive 6x. Well, please look at this as 6 minus 4. 6 take away 4 is 2. So this is 2x plus 6 equals a -10. All right. Can we solve for x now? Yes, we can, because there's one term with x. So make a T-bone steak. What's the opposite of positive 6 is? -6. Be very careful here now. Positive 6 and -6 is 0. Bring down the 2x. All right. Why am I telling you to be careful? Because you have two negatives, but are they being multiplied? Are you using Bob's cousin here? No. Okay, remember what I said. When you're adding or subtracting negatives, you use the song. The song is same signs, add, and keep. Or, as I've told you before, negative, 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 okay? Here, two negatives do not make positive. They do not make a positive. What did I say? Two negatives, when you add them, do not make positive. Okay, very easy to confuse. So if same signs add and keep, well, what's 10 plus 6? 10 plus 6 is 16, but it's -16. All right, so now you have 2x equals -16. Divide both sides by 2. That's correct. Now you have a negative divided by a positive gives you negative, right? When you have one negative, it stays. And so the answer is -8. Okay? Very good. Make sure you get that down. All right. Okay, so you are going to be doing 2, 4, and 6 with Mr. Arroyo. Don't give him a hard time. I'm watching you. And you're going to try 7 and 8 by yourself. If you have questions, raise your hand. Then when you are done, you are starting on homework, questions 1 through 8. Okay, have a great day. And I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody is talking, Mr. Arroyo, are you listening? Okay, if you have to warn anybody more than once, automatic lunch duty. Okay, and then when I get back and I see you have lunch duty, I'm going to double it. So if you have 1 day, I'll give you 2 days. If you have 2 days, I'll give you 4 days. If you have 4 days, I'll give you 8 days. So don't get lunch duty. Not fun, but be good. Bye.